Welcome back to another 2.5 stars. I'm joined by
Jason
and Kelly, or not Kelly.
Erik. You know that you're half dwarf, right?
What if I'm the
Brad Pitt of dwarf kind?
Kelly, his wife, fucked it a lot.
What's up, guys? It's Steve. I had hair when I was younger.
Like, watch this, guys. I'm gonna totally make them do it.
Hey guys, welcome back to another 2.5 stars. I'm Steve, and I'm joined by
Erik.
Kelly.
Jason.
And Rick.
This week we watched Sleepwalkers, directed by Mick Garris, written by Stephen King, starring Brian Krause, Mädchen Amick, and Alice Krieg. IMDb synopsis: a mother and son team of strange supernatural creatures move to a small town to seek out a young virgin to feed on. So what'd you guys think?
I just realized that Eric's chest is green, so he's going to have a hole in his chest if he does anything with the
I'm a
green
leprechaun. I'm invisible. I'm partly invisible on my screen.
That was a little off topic real quick right there.
So this is classic Stephen King fucking book scenario right here, right away.
Huh?
Yeah.
Some fucking incest stuff.
Yeah, a little weird.
I mean...
I guess we don't know exactly what those two are, you know. But
you guys are being real speciesist.
Themselves.
You're judging them because
They
that's what that species does.
As mother and son. So
Yeah, but Stephen King probably had a thing about his mom that he was never able to act on, and so he puts it in all of his books.
No, isn't there a whole thing why he writes that kind of stuff, Erik?
I think because he's a fucking weirdo.
No,
I mean, every book has got some kid getting diddled, a guy's junk getting bit off, somebody diddling their sister. It's like
we talked about that, and I don't remember what the hell the reason was, so I can't really speak to it. But I thought
it makes it super real.
Yeah, but there was like some reason he writes it because he was uncomfortable with something or some shit like that, and he writes those kinds of weird things in, especially even his sex scenes and stuff like that he does. But yes, Stephen King's a fucking weirdo. So.
I mean, he's a great writing weirdo.
Yeah.
So is he kind of like Hank Hill with those types of things, but he just writes it down the entire time, just like, oh.
He may have been at one time. I don't know. I doubt he is now.
One of the problem with Stephen King books, though, is maybe it's the era in which most of the movies were made after his books. Maybe if they redid them with modern technology, they'd be better, or modern directors. But every book pretty much that was turned into a movie, not everyone, but most of them were really bad movies.
What was that one with those with those little weird alien things?
Oh, Langoliers?
And
Common knockers?
No, it was one of his books and it was a movie, and it was like they were like trying to get into the waterway to infect the entire race, and yeah, there was two different ones.
Dreamcatchers.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a more modern one, and that one wasn't.
Yeah,
that good
that
either.
movie wasn't that bad.
I like that movie better than
I like that movie.
Yeah,
I like the movie better than I like that book.
Yeah,
I like the book. I listened to it a couple times.
Yeah, but
oh no,
what happened?
Change that.
Oh, okay.
You guys go ahead and talk amongst yourselves.
Okay, I wasn't sure if your shit had dropped or not.
We could see him. It probably didn't drop.
Well, it doesn't mean you streamed it, but
talk amongst yourselves.
So I feel like these guys would fit in with the Wolf Cop stuff.
Oh God, yeah.
The crazy
yeah.
stuff.
Oh
there
God,
already was one of them there.
Yeah.
Wolf Cop, another Wolf Cop when he was having sex with that
with the cat
lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means there's another one there, right? Do they always come in pairs, or is it just single thing? I don't know. The lore of this stupid thing. I kind of felt like Ron Perlman was totally going to be one because I'd never seen this movie before. I was like, oh man, Ron Perlman's one, and then he got his arm fucking.
How was he not the Joker at that era? Did you see his face?
I know.
Oh God,
he looks like the Joker. I was like, what? This guy was the perfect Joker, except he's more physically menacing, especially if Michael Keaton was Batman.
Yeah.
Ron Perlman's like, I'm 6'3" and built pretty sturdy, and then Michael Keaton's like, I was on the set of Mr. Mom. Just watch.
After he played the Beast in the Beauty and the Beast TV show on CBS in the early 90s. That's all I could see him from then on. Even to this day, I see him as the Beast.
I didn't even know they did Beauty and the Beast as a TV show.
Yeah. The Beauty or whatever was Linda Hamilton.
Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember actually watching
Wait,
it.
Linda Carter or Linda Hamilton
Oh, Linda
from
Hamilton
Terminator?
starred Terminator. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
Kelly?
exactly who I said, Linda Hamilton.
No, she was right.
Terminator.
I was wrong. I misspoke.
No, I'm sorry. Just like her as the beauty is like, you know, I mean, she's not. All right.
No, but
she's
she-
not super ugly.
It
Or anything.
wasn't like the Disney thing. It was different. I
The
don't know how to-
idea was to make you question which one the Beast really was, Eric.
It's not that big of a difference. It's just like, I mean,
That's
you hear
terrible.
somebody say Linda Carter and then Linda Hamilton, you're like, oh yeah, they're both actresses, but one's like genetically a lot higher tier, judging by how well they've aged.
Isn't Linda Carter
Super
Peter
Troopers
Schmidt's
too.
wife from Family Guy? Isn't that Carter's wife's name, Linda?
I don't know.
I have no idea. I don't.
You would know this, Ricky.
Well, no, never mind. It's Babs. It's Babs. Sorry.
You.
I can tell you.
Ricky doesn't even know. He's like,
I'm gonna
have
say
you been?
they had-
Have you?
I'm gonna say they had the same makeup artist for this Beauty and the Beast thing because fucking Ron Perlman looks, or if that's who that's supposed to be, it looks just like the fucking cat people on here.
Yeah, it's pretty similar.
Yeah, pretty
Well, I mean,
much.
this movie's not terrible. It's not a terrible movie.
I love it.
I think it's
Very
better
much.
than
Like, it
better
was
than
one of
Silver
the-
Bullet.
Oh God,
And
yeah,
it was better than Silver Bullet.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
I actually might have liked Silver Bullet more, honestly.
No,
Jason and I are on the same side on something. Oh,
Silver Bullet sucked.
it wasn't that bad. I mean, there was a cool go kart.
That's like the
Didn't have any
only
cool
thing you
go-kart?
like about it. It's
No,
a
it's
cool
got Gary
go-kart.
Busey fighting a werewolf. I mean, it has werewolves. Werecats. I'm like, you know what? I will say this: if you had a werewolf piss on your car tire or a werecat piss on your car tire, the werecat, you're never going to get that smell off. It's never
Oh,
God,
going
no.
away.
Oh God, no! Like
They
super
pissed on
concentrated
anything.
cat piss.
Oh, I hate
Well,
cats.
that's how you lure in a werecat. Is you put a large plastic bag out, like have like it's kind of like a drop cage that'll drop down because you instinctively want to go over on that plastic bag and piss on it because that's what
I
fucking
agree.
cats do. That's what cats
Yeah.
do. They see a plastic bag like I gotta pee on that. Like that's just what they do.
So you're saying they should have tried to bait the cats in with plastic bags instead of
Yeah. Yes. Plastic bags and catnip. You will have every cat, including the werecats, inside that container, like guaranteed. But don't open the container because the kind of shit that's gonna go down. I mean, giving cats plastic bags and catnip. I mean, they're into some kinky shit.
So what we need is a big tube that's see-through, like an acrylic tube, and on the bottom it has a funnel going up with a hole just big enough, like up high, that they can drop down into it, but then they can't get back up to the hole to get out.
Well, I would say more like a cage that just drops down on top.
So you're
of
going to
it.
make a bee cat trap, Jason?
I'm gonna make a bee cat trap. That's exactly
Yeah.
right. Because what he's saying is a cage drop down on them. That would mean that all of them would have to get in the exact same place at the exact same time to have the cage drop down. That's never gonna happen.
Well, no, literally, like okay. Have you seen the mechanical pig traps they use for feral pigs?
I have not.
Okay, well, it's this huge ass fucking cage that literally just sits up like this so they can all come in, and you spread out all the bait just inside the cage area. They all come in there and you just watch them on a camera. Okay, the vast majority, if not all of them, are inside the cage. Drop it, and it just drops down super fast. Boom, locks up into place, and they
but
can't
those
get
are
out.
pigs. They're all like just getting around each other and eating and shit. Cats
Well,
are like,
these are gonna be
"Bitch,
cats.
get out of my territory."
Well, these are gonna be a bunch of cats snorting catnip, pissing on bags, and having a party.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
Jason has
I
a
got
point.
fucking disco.
Jason
lights going
has
on
like
now.
18 cats, so I mean, he knows his cats. They don't. We had. I think the most we ever had was 2 cats growing up, and they did not spend a lot of time around each other.
No, cats.
One of
don't
them
get
would
around each
occasionally
other.
like blast over and just blast the other one in the face, and then go "Arr!" and then fucking blast off in the other direction. And the cat that got hit was like, "What the hell? It wasn't even doing anything." It kind of got turned into a nervous wreck. And it would go on my bed and puke up some giant hairball.
Oh.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. I was like, why are you licking yourself? You keep puking up all this hair. disgusting.
Well, you know.
Oh my god. So I gotta say, the teamwork involved with these two was like, why didn't she help?
Yeah.
Like she was supposed to be
Yeah.
really weak. She was hungry.
What? Well, she's got it. Yeah, really hungry. My ass. She went on a tear. Like she didn't eat anything, and she went and ripped dude's arms off.
Well, maybe that's weak for her. I mean, maybe she's. I don't know how long they live. Let's say she's like 100 years old, and he's.
They're around for like thousands of years. I think.
Okay, so let's say that she's 1,000 years old, and the kid is 600 years old. Perhaps he can sustain a lot longer on less food, and so she needs to eat more frequently. But it's getting harder and harder, and in the coming up on a digital age, to be able to just grab people and suck the soul right out of their body.
Well, this was before the digital age.
Oh, that's true too. And they had to find. Well, yeah. Nowadays they would starve because back then they were able to find women still that were true, pure, nice women. Now it would be like, crap, we gotta eat babies. That'd be all that they could do.
I mean, if you really think about the best way to lure in teenage girls, right? It's not with a semi-cute guy. That's not the way to do it.
It is if you're Tina Belcher.
Yeah, but I mean,
well, zombies and a good butt. I mean, that might work.
Yeah, it's like that woman though. If she's driving around a car and she just breaks down, like first off, why couldn't they use a virgin boy? Because I mean, you want to talk about easy pickings. If she broke her car down at an intermediate school, shit, she could park her car and pull one side of her shirt down at an intermediate school. And the first guy that looks like it, like, okay, here comes Steve walking up, 7th grade Steve walking up. It's like, do we have to really question if he's a virgin or not?
God damn it.
Okay. And then it's like, all right, get in the fucking car. Let's do, I want to get fucked. Come on in the car. Steve, are you going to say no?
Probably not.
There's no boy that's, I mean, there's no way I would have even hesitated. I would have been like,
he would have been in the car before she invited him in the car.
The whole time in my head, I'd be like, God, I hope she asked me to go in that car. But then she'd say it, and I'd be like, man, my imagination is really getting away with me. I think she just said that. Weird. But I mean, it's to the point where like a 7th grade kid would like push her down on the way to getting in the car. Like, oh, we're gonna do this? Hurry up. We've got to get this to happen before you come to your senses. And then of course you'd get your like essence sucked out. So it's like, that's stupid. Do you guys think that girls, like younger women from previous ages would have been easier targets than they are like currently? Like for those kind of monsters?
Well, okay. Well, now I think it depends on now what like era we're talking about. Now, if it's like during like the wartime, where all the men had gone off to war and all the women are doing all the jobs, they're just like, dude, fuck the fuck off. Like, I'm fucking busy. All right, like, go fuck yourself. Come back later when I'm done, maybe if I got the energy for you. But right now, fuck off. But I mean, really, it would just depend like on the era. Now, if we're going like 60s, that'd probably be your easiest time. Would be during the 60s. I mean, the whole like era of free love. I mean, but then again, you'd be having the issue with getting pure people.
Oh yeah,
that would be your issue at that point. So but it'd be easier. But you have to it'd be difficult to find someone pure.
Depends on what country you're in too, though. I mean, we are obviously thinking of the U.S., where in other countries it might be easier and or harder. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because like the big bad wolf thing came to mind, right? And I think in the story she's kind of like a smarter than average kid.
Yeah.
Whereas it seems like I don't think you could. I mean, with all the stranger danger stuff and all that, I would be super hoping that they're not like, hey, yeah, just jump in the car with some dude,
Yeah.
But that's how it works out. Sometimes hormones. I mean, that that's the thing though. When you're a teenager and you haven't had hormones, and then all of a sudden you get them, there's like 5 to 10 years where you have no idea what's going on at all. You're just like, I guess I'm doing this now.
You're just kind of humping your way through life at that moment.
Yeah, it's like it's telling you what to do, and you don't even know why. You're like, oh, that's what we're doing. Whatever you want to do, bro.
You're just like, can I hump this? The answer is no. I'll walk away. If the answer is yes, I'm gonna stay. That's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah. If I had to pick one guy to be in this whole movie, it'd be the guy who ate all the food at the lady's house. 'Cause he just sat there and hammered down like corn on the cob, steaks, pies. He probably got a milkshake.
Oh,
you know?
God.
You're just like, don't tell anybody, all right? Don't want to get in trouble.
Now, isn't there a state where it's actually against the law if you're babysitting to eat the entire contents of someone's fridge? Like, you can like legit like go to jail. Like if you eat their entire contents of their fridge.
I'm sure that's probably a law
Where'd
somewhere.
you hear that from?
It was on like crazy laws, like like in the U.S.
Oh.
You know, it's. Okay, what is it?
Johnny told him, and Ricky Googled it. Johnny's like, Ricky, it's
what is it?
illegal in California to eat all the contents of my fridge while you're babysitting my house.
I know, right?
And Ricky's like, are you going to tell on me? Oh, shit. Then he's like, wait a second.
I think it might be in Texas where even yet today people can do it and get away with it. A wife can legally murder her husband if he's asleep in bed, and she does it by stomping him to death with a horse. And it's legal.
What?
There's
all she has to do
laws.
is have her own apartment and then invite the guy over. Honestly, I think most women can get away with it if they just say the guy committed suicide.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
I mean, it works in every state, because most cops don't think.
Oh, we lost Kelly.
Oh, no, she's still here. I think she's going to open the door.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, she all you got to do if you're a woman is just go, yeah, he shot himself. You know what? He drank that bottle of cyanide that I gave him.
Well, I just watched
they
a
don't
thing
even, they don't even question it.
I just watched a thing on YouTube, and then I looked up some stuff, and it seemed fairly accurate about how women, it was like 60% of women get off for crimes that men are convicted or even put to death for. It's just like, yeah, it seems right.
Well, I mean, they don't, if you do look at like percentage of crimes committed, like total, right? I think women are like 3% or something.
They're fairly low percent when it comes to.
It's misbehaving guys that are the real problem. I mean,
yes,
you got
and no.
Now this is a true
because you're
thing.
talking about conviction rates. If you look at how many women are brought in versus men, it's pretty close to equal. It's
no
just
way.
women aren't convicted.
There's no way it's equal.
It's like 40
Definitely
to 60.
not. It's like 5, 10, or at the most 10, 90, 10. That's like the most. There's just, there's like a lot of psychology behind, how women are a little bit different. And, they're not like, okay, there's like 10% of guys that are really stupid, risk-taking idiots, and they just get everybody with all these stupid laws. Like, for instance, if you got rid of those 10% of guys that are always around, and it seems like, I bet money if you killed all of them, the next worst 10% would just be like, oh, well, nobody's thinking about killing people. But let's just say you got rid of enough guys, right, that you could actually not have anybody murdering anybody else on a regular basis. I mean, first of all, if you get rid of those guys, like, who are women even going to kill because there's no asshole beating the shit out of them? You know what I mean?
Well, except for the rare, crazy fucking chick that just, because she's fucking batshit insane. She's like, I'm just going to do this.
There are piece of shit chicks who do that stuff that are terrible, like witch hag swampers. They're like, just like, hell no.
Witch hag swampers. Oh my God. I love that. That's a good term. Witch hag swampers.
I mean, they're just evil. I personally know one, and, our family had to deal with it, and, there's nothing you could do. But anyways, if you got rid of like most of the psychos, there wouldn't even be a need to have like a law against guns or murdering anybody, because nobody would do anything. They'd be like, oh, wait. It'd be like that movie where the invention of lying, where somebody's like, wait, I could just kill that guy? I don't want to do that.
Well, I mean, like, it'd be nice if, it just all, came back to, where, not killing someone is just, common sense that every single person has, just like, don't kill people, just just
Everybody has that.
All right, so
Oh, except for
it's just a bad thing to do.
Psychopaths.
arrest percentage: 73% male, 26% female in the United States in 2017.
I was pretty
2015.
close.
You were off by like 15 or 20%, depending on which number you're going off of.
Well, I mean that's arrest rate, and how much of that was some crappy dude talking the woman into doing something stupid?
You just keep blaming guys for everything.
Well, I mean, all right. So look at
So
look
out of
at,
25% of
prostitution.
women, then let's just say that 15% of them are actually stupid and do it on their own, and 10% of them are talked into stupid shit by guys.
Look at prostitutes. How many of them get arrested because their stupid pimp makes them stand on the corner instead of just setting up dates like a smart person would do?
On Tinder.
I use Tinder for
And drugs would be the obvious other one, because there's this misconception that if you give the drugs to your old lady, she won't get arrested. And that's not the case. The cop's just like, okay, who gave you the drugs? And then she's like, oh, my boyfriend did. Okay, where's he at? Oh, he's over here. All right, sweet. I don't get arrested now. No, you totally get arrested. What are you talking about? They're just gonna get out in like a month. Like they just get out right away.
Yeah. Look at how their
That's okay.
their whole own episode of Orange is New Black.
Yeah. So do you guys think that have you guys read any of the other Steve? All right. Other than Steve, have any of you read like anything to do with oh my god, Randall Flagg
Nope.
or that guy?
Nope.
No.
Nobody knows who he is.
Nope.
Okay, so there's this book. I think it's what the hell, it has dragon in the name. Steve, you know what I'm talking about? It has where there's like a kid who gets locked in a tower, and then Randall Flagg is like corrupting his younger brother. And I can't remember the name of the movie or the book.
Narnia.
Anyways, no, definitely not that. Oh, so he can make himself
Eyes of the
dim.
Dragon.
That's it. Yeah. So he can make himself dim as well.
Yeah.
And that's one thing he likes to do is say they're dim. They're not really invisible. They're dim. So they're just hard. Like you just don't notice them.
Yeah.
It's like on Avengers 4 or whatever, when Drax is standing there super still
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and they don't notice him,
Mhm.
except like partially see through.
Oh, man.
But I kind of wonder, like, are they some relative of that guy? You know, it's weird though. He has like consistent magic and stuff through most of his
Yeah.
stories.
Would it just be like a type of like a similar creature to the other vampire people? I mean, there's so many vampires in Stephen King's world. It's like just, you know, who fucking knows? There's psychic vampires. There's fucking, you know, whatever these guys are, life force vampires, I guess. You know,
Yeah.
There's like vampires too. I'm pretty sure, right? Just like, you know, sucking some blood.
I guess. I mean, it's weird because I think that's what they were implying in the beginning text. I mean, it's like that book, Dr. Sleep, right? There's the whole cadre of vampires,
And those guys,
but
are
they're
psychic
more
vampires.
like the shining vampires.
Yeah. So
Or,
they're-
yeah.
yeah. So they're just like feeding on people who have abilities, but they were like feeding on the fear is what they were feeding on, right? In that one.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that what it's doing? Feeding on the fear of the people and children.
And the bodies of them too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Feeding on the fear of people and
He was
children.
using the fear against them, but I think he's like I guess he's still an emotional vampire too. I don't know,
Yeah.
kind of thing. You know, psychic vampire. Kind of
Yeah.
thing. So,
Actually, Stephen King has a lot of them, like Dandelo
yeah.
and like, holy shit. I mean, the whole like Dark Tower series has a bunch of them in there. And then
My
there's
favorite one of his was by far the one where the girl goes nuts and he like wrecks and she breaks his ankles so that he can't get away and forces him.
Misery.
Misery, yes.
That was by far one of his best.
Yeah, the only thing I know of Misery is the spin-off that Family Guy did. That's really all I know about that.
It's like that one had no
it's like-
life-sucking vampires, but yeah, that was a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, some of his best work doesn't have any weird supernatural stuff at all, you know?
Yeah, Eric and I were talking about it the other day. We reading Mr. Mercedes. There's no supernatural shit in that. It's just fucking straight up detective novel. It's fucking one of the best books I've read from him. So
yeah, it does a good job of like why people it has to do with the like a mass murder thing, and it does a pretty good job laying out his reasons for doing it.
Yeah,
I really liked his Langoliers as well.
Did you see the movie or the book? I don't think I've read that one.
I saw the movie for Langoliers. I didn't read the book.
What is that one about?
They are in an aircraft, and it accidentally goes through a rip in time, and they end up like an hour in the past. And in the past, anything not alive is still there. Anything living moves forward with time. And so when they go into the past, they're the only people in the past. There's no one else. And everything is off. Everything sounds off. Like when you hit stuff, the sound is dead. It's not like good. It doesn't have that live sound.
Yeah.
It's muffled. And then the past, you can never travel back in time more than a few hours because there's these things called the Langoliers that come behind the past and basically eat everything from the past and destroy it. So there's nothing left. It's just a black void after a few hours, and the Langoliers have come through. And then they figure this out. They get back to our time, and they end up slightly in the future by a couple of minutes. And they realize they're in the future because everything sounds right, everything feels right, everything looks lifelike. It's not all dead color, but they have to stop and like wait for the past to catch up to where they're at in the future.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I
liked it though.
It's like what is it? 1963.
No idea.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyways, that book has got some weird stuff in it, but it's a pretty good book. This movie though, it's like they're like open up with like some weird like. First of all, that was the toughest I've ever seen Mark Hamill look before. He had a mustache and a, like almost like a little beard coming in. I was like, oh, he looks like a tough dude right there.
Yeah.
Nice. That's how we should have went to all of his interviews.
Well, I mean,
Like,
if you're gonna go in for an interview, you should always grow a beard. Like even women should just put on a beard when they go in an interview. I mean, the beard is what's gonna get you the job right there.
Dude, I agree.
So if a man's interviewing a woman with a beard, that would...
They're just going to do it like a beard high five.
Other assets?
Exactly, yeah. Well, I'm like, you want those assets there too. You know what I mean? But you see, now if you got the beard to combo it, you guys are just going to do like a beard high five, and they're like, okay, like...
Or the woman could say, like, I wanted this job so bad, I grew a beard. I'm capable of anything.
Exactly.
That guy's going to be like, that is true. It's definitely true.
Well, yeah, as his eyes are like looking like a few inches too low. That is very true. What were you saying?
Yeah. Can you just brush that beard to the side for me? Get some big cheesy top going.
Oh, God.
And a ponytail?
I was picturing a ponytail down between the cleavage myself.
Yeah. That's just bad.
Go to sweep it aside, it catches on a nipple ring. They're like, oh, sorry, I gotta fix this.
You have some weird fantasies, Jason.
I don't want to look at Jason.
Browser history.
Yeah. So the cop in this with a cat was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was like my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
Fucking, what the hell's his name?
Nice.
He's like singing and stuff, and then his cat's like looking right at that guy, and the guy's like, "Fuck you, cat." Then the kid flips him off.
Yeah.
Just driving, he just like straight up flips the guy off. It's like,
the town
weird.
isn't that big, so you're flipping this guy off. It's like, you think you're never gonna run across this guy? Yeah, you changed your car.
I know.
You're never gonna run across this guy in
He
town.
cares.
Yeah.
He knows that he has the upper hand or something.
Yeah, I guess, but it's just like,
Still.
How did that cop survive with a pencil in his ear?
because he's fucking tough.
I don't know.
It was
He's
like,
you know what?
It's
He's
like
got
far
old
in.
man
it
strength.
went in like
That's
3 or
what
4
men were
inches.
like that
Yeah,
were
still
born
hanging out
before 1980.
He fell on that side of the head on the pencil, and it like jammed into his
yeah,
head.
but it was hanging out like that much, dude. It was hanging out a lot. So it just punctured his eardrum. He would have been way. I mean, he was
God,
lucky
just
he actually
feeling.
hit the guy with the gun.
Look
You
at
know, he would've been way
Deadpool
off
was looking at
balance.
like Tweety Bird and stuff with a spike through his head. This guy's a Deadpool level toughness.
Yeah.
Well, no, the pencil just hit the die and he got stuck in there last year.
You never know when a pencil's gonna go in your ear.
That's why I keep
Finally
dimes
broke
in my
through
ears
that.
at all times.
It's all the
Finally
earwax.
broke through that corn nut that he had stuck in there.
Damn it.
Damn. My fucking brother shoved that in there when I was sleeping. Oop, corn
It's
nut.
gonna be like Homer Simpson with the fucking crayon in his nose.
Yeah, well, isn't it when he takes it out, he becomes smart?
He's smarter than Lisa when
Yeah.
they take it out. He's a genius of the family.
Yeah, and then he goes and
Really?
shoves it. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then he goes and shoves the
Oh,
crayon
that's
back up in his nose because being smart's just too much pressure for him.
Yeah, everybody hates him. His wife, everybody starts to hate him. And so he takes the crayon and he's got a hammer and he's hammering it back into his nose by the
Yeah.
end of the episode.
Yeah.
Why? Because he like calls him a stupid or something? Is he?
Well, no, he's just kind of a know-it-all, and everyone's just getting fucking annoyed with
Yeah,
him.
he literally knows like everything. Nothing stumps him. He literally knows like the meaning of life. He's such a genius.
Yeah.
And-
So it just comes too much for him because he's annoying everyone, and none of his friends wants to hang out with him, nothing like that. So he just shoves the crayon back up his nose.
Yeah, he's hitting with
Makes
the hammer
sense.
and he's like, ow, ow, ow. And Marge is like, nope, not good enough yet. He's like, oh, dough. And she's like, right there, perfect.
Yeah.
Right there.
Shorting out all of the brain. Just,
Pretty
like, straight in there,
much.
just shorts it out. Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
That's what I was saying when he said it.
Jeez, guys. Oh, I can't even think. That'd just be. I don't want it. So when I was a little kid riding in, my dad had a log truck for a little while, and he's driving it, right? And I love picking my nose, right? It's one of my favorite things to do.
He hit the brakes
Not
real hard.
eating. I'm not an eating type of guy. I just pick it and then I flick it, right? That's what you do. You pick it and flick it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm riding in the truck, and my dad's like, and I'm of course picking my nose because I was out. It was dusty and everything. There's dust in the truck. Plugs your nose up. So I'm digging at it. He looks at me and he goes, "You better quit digging on your nose. We're gonna go over a bump and you're gonna get your finger stuck in your nose." So we go over this bump and my finger goes in like second knuckle deep, and it went in like to the knuckle, and I was like, "Oh no, it's not coming out. Oh no!" And I started panicking. So then, of course, when you're a little kid, you can't just like pull straight down. So I'm doing this move where I'm trying to like pry it, pry my nose open.
No.
And my dad looked at me like, "What the hell are you doing?" He's like, just. So he just reached over and bonked my arm down. I'm over here like, and he's just like bonking it, just like, boop. And I was like, I looked at him, I was like, I guess you were serious about that.
God damn it.
I had a good laugh about it. It was funny. And ever since then, I'm really careful. I always cock my finger to the side. That way it can't get lodged up.
Uh-huh.
Also, ever
my
since then, when
goodness.
he's underwater,
Eric was traumatized
as
as a child
Yeah.
while picking his nose, so now he only picks his nose in a certain way now. 'Cause
Well,
he's
I know
traumatized.
that didn't cause my eye bubble thing because it didn't happen to me up until I was in like 13 or 14 with the eye bubble thing. But I did that when I was like
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, the eye bubble
4
thing
or
happened
5.
when he got shot in the eye.
No, that happened when I was blowing my nose ferociously, about 15 years old, and I did it way too hard, and when I was like, oh, you know how you get those like super bad thick snots, and it started coming out my eye, and I was like, uh-oh, that's not good.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, I mean, at least I didn't look like that fucking guy after he got all scratched up by that cat. Holy shit.
He was real fucked up after that cat. You imagine, like, you're this super strong monster thing, and the only thing that can fuck you up is a fucking house cat.
Well, I imagine a big cat could too. They should have had a mountain lion or two prowling around the outside.
I don't know, dude. I mean,
Round
house cats
outside,
get pretty
round
fucking
inside.
vicious.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah, I've seen some horror videos of house cats just destroying people.
oh god, yeah. Well, it's not to mention a house cat won't fucking like maybe wait 3 hours before it starts eating your dead body. A dog will at least wait
Yeah.
a couple weeks. before
They'll wait
it's
until they're
forced to.
starving.
Exactly.
It's like respect,
where a cat's like, oh, it's dead. I'm just gonna fucking start eating and fuck this guy. I'm gonna poop in his fucking slipper too. that's just what cats do.
Cat's
cats
over there
cats
on
are
his head, like munching, and then like.
Yeah, it's just they're fucking assholes, dude.
Yeah, I'm not a big cat fan a lot of the time. They're weird. Like a dog, they'll like come over and kick up. It was kind of nice though. The cats actually attacked him.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree though. There should have been a mountain lion involved, just because it would have made the whole thing a lot
Well,
scarier.
yeah, they were kind
because
of
I
up
mean,
in the woods and stuff, so it seems like a
Yeah.
mountain lion would. It's not like they were in the middle of a big city.
Okay,
like
well now
Steve
why does
said.
it always
It's
have to
small
be a
place.
mountain lion? Why can't it be a bobcat?
Like bobcats.
Bobcats are
bigger.
pretty fucking big still, and they're
They're
fucking
no
vicious
bigger
as
than
fuck.
a Maine Coon house cat. They could have just had Maine Coons.
Dude,
out
a
there.
fucking bobcat's way bigger than a fucking house
they're
cat.
40 pounds. There's
So
no
is-
fucking 40-pound bobcat like house cat.
Yeah, do you like
Solid
fucking
Sorry. There might be a 40-pound house cat that exists somewhere that somebody's
There's a
been
lot.
like.
Google Maine Coon. They're all
But-
like 35-pound cats. All of them. They stand
Okay.
like they stand knee tall or higher. They're huge cats.
Yeah, but a bobcat is like solid, scary muscle. Plus, it's the same
See,
thing.
I've
a
always
wild
wanted to
animal.
own a bobcat because they're actually supposed to be a fairly tame cat.
fuck that they're not.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen an episode of. What the
I've
hell's the
encountered them
Turtle Man show called,
personally.
So
Kelly?
have I. I grew up with them.
They are not
Any of
fucking
Erik?
docile fucking animals.
They're-
Fuck them.
Who's
They
the
were
the
docile
turtle?
to
What
my
the
house
show was the
cat.
Turtle Man on Steve?
No.
Do you remember?
Fuck those things.
My house cat and
I don't
know.
bobcat
Wild
would
Man.
hang out together.
Follow the Wild Man. Yeah.
No.
What? There's a Bobcat episode where the Turtle Man catches a bobcat, and I'm gonna tell you right now, there's no fucking house cat has got anything on that fucking bobcat that
Oh, God,
he wrangled
no.
with.
Oh god, no.
Okay. I mean, this guy is a hardcore dude, but that fucking bobcat, he had to like throw a fucking net on it, and then even still, it was like jumping through his arms. He had a fucking chainmail on, and he said "yee yee" like 60 times trying to tame it. It didn't work. He got rid of it. I mean, here's the other thing I was curious about the entire time. I'm like, why don't they just shoot the cats with a pellet gun? Yeah, the neighbors are going to be mad when there's 40 dead cats in their yard.
Yeah, they obviously didn't have enough traps.
They could have
Never
easily
seen a
run
dead
'em-
cat. around.
Traps don't work on cats.
That's what I was saying.
They could have easily run them down with the car.
Oh god, yeah.
They're just like, pull the car into the
I don't
yard
know
and
about
start
easily.
fucking-
I mean,
Well,
you
when
only
they're all
see a
standing
few dead
around-
cats on the road.
Well, I mean, when they're all standing around, right, all piled up and shit like that, you run them over, and then, you come back, and there'll be less of them there, right?
They were
There won't
scared
be
to
I
run
just
them
wanna-
over. They were scared to run them over. You remember when they ran through the side of the house because there were cats in the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were scared to run them over.
Afraid the bodies of the cats are going to make them spin out and not hit their target or something? I don't.
Well, you see, the blood of a cat is like acid when it gets on them, so they can't have that blood all over everything. If they touch it, it would start burning
I think
them
it
away.
was just their claws.
Just their claws.
Yeah.
Huh?
Because
Yeah.
that lady grabbed it and broke the cat's back. So
Oh, that's right.
I mean,
Right,
there's a
yeah.
chance you're gonna bust the cat open doing that. So I don't think they had
Here's
to give
a
a shit
question.
about that.
All right,
I'm
so
sorry.
she
That
breaks-
that was really bad.
she breaks the cat's back, which was the worst part of this movie for me. But then right after that, the guy shoots her with a shotgun. Does he hit the other cat that's latched on her side? Because he shoots her, and the cat's just like, "Rawr!" and like flies off.
Good.
Possible.
You know what happened? That guy went forward in time and he used Steve's brain to aim,
Yeah.
and he just shot the fucking cat.
Missed her.
That's why that
completely.
lady wasn't even affected. He's just like, wow, oh shit.
Well, I mean that cop went to the same shooting school as I did. The
Yeah,
guy who ate everything.
yeah.
He was pretty
Oh,
close
it was
with a fucking revolver and missed him every fucking time. Missed her every time.
Yeah, Kelly, I'm not shitting you. Kelly goes, holy shit, is that Steve shooting right there?
Even though I know I shoot way more like that than you do, but it was recent in my brain.
Yeah.
From
I don't know about
one
that.
game.
Did you see the video of him shooting with the shotgun?
Yeah.
I
I have hours of Kelly shooting where here's a guy standing here, like let's say right at my face, I'm the guy, and she'll be shooting, and she'll just be shooting over here, and does not seem to realize it's not hitting the guy. Or if the guy's moving, then she'll just be this far away the whole time, and it's really funny to watch. because she's got such a good spirit about it. She doesn't even seem to be upset. She's just like laughing and giggling and shit. I'm like, well, she's having a good time.
She definitely kills some stuff though. When we play games with her like Destiny or whatever, where it shows a kill count at the end, she always has some kills on there.
Maybe.
It's always like what, 5 or 10, something like that.
I feel like it's more in the low 20s to like high teens.
No.
On Destiny, usually it's
No.
like because I'm a fucking kill hog on that game, so a lot of the time I'm at like 90. Eric's at like 85 or 90. Steve is at like 70, and then you're down there in like the low 20s.
I've got recorded footage of where I was 100 plus, and you and Steve were about dead even.
Oh yeah, it happens.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I'm always
hilarious.
At the top. I try to be.
No,
because in that game I'm a kill hog. Steve says only that game, like sarcastically, like I've never, like I do it in other games.
And
Halo and shit.
Yeah, and it's like, like you're only a hog with kills too. I think maybe like any time there is unshared loot that you have to share with your party.
I learned that from Steve.
It's pretty much like get it before Jason gets here.
Steve taught me
Jason's coming, just grab it all. We'll fucking sort it out later.
Because we used to play World of Warcraft, and I would never get anything. Because Steve's like, ooh, shiny, ooh, shiny, ooh, shiny. And he would grab everything so fucking fast. It'd be like, oh, I got to loot one body
because he played
out of
Halo
50.
with you once.
There's nothing to loot in that.
Or fucking no, it's fucking Borderlands.
Borderlands,
yeah, I forgot about that.
No, Borderlands is when I learned I have to beat Steve to the shiny stuff.
No, Borderlands is where I learned that everyone has to get to it before Jason gets to it. We'll just take it all, then we'll divvy it out without him later.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it comes down
How's
to.
this come all down to me when I learned it from Steve?
You didn't learn it from me.
I've been playing video games with Steve for like 5 years now or something, and he never does that to me. He's always like extremely courteous about it.
I usually just wander off and go pick up my own shit. So
yeah,
Is
I mean, he
there's a
might be
ball
really
here?
good. Like I might be over there like shooting stuff, and he's picking stuff up, and I have no idea. Which I don't give a shit. I mean, it's like we're playing Blackout. I grabbed an armor right out from in front of him and then was laughing at him about it.
Blackout?
And then I went out and but I did kill 2 people.
See any Black Ops?
there's a mode in there called Blackout.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And anyways, so I killed 2 people and then ran outside. So if you watch my video, I'm not shitting you. I run right next to one of the guys who killed you. I thought it was you for some reason. I was like, it's weird. I can't see his name. And meanwhile, I had the wrong gun out and was trying to shotgun somebody from a mile away.
Yeah.
I did hit him, though. I did shoot him. I just didn't kill him. That's all.
Kind of peppered him a little bit.
Yeah, the guy that I thought was Steve hammered me from the side.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. It was like when I ran around a corner and broke through some glass or something, and Steve whipped around and just hammered my face.
The only time he'll fucking actually hit his target is when it's his own team.
That was fun. I was having a great time.
That's better than me, though. I shoot everybody. It doesn't matter what team they're on. I have an issue with shooting people.
Yep.
It's
Yeah,
not
so
on purpose. You think it's on purpose. Really, it's just I see something move and I start shooting. I don't identify the target first.
So we don't give Jason real weapons.
No, yeah. When shit hits the fan, Jason doesn't get a real weapon. Exactly. When shit hits the fan,
when
Jason doesn't get a
has
real
a real weapon, we all just stand still.
You all stand behind me.
No, because you might hear something to spin around.
Well, that's about it.
Oh man.
Oh.
You know, during my time on the roof to protect from zombies
They
coming
did it.
near the through the fence or whatever, and I'm on lookout, the rule will be nobody's allowed outside during that hour.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like he will not identify you. Just
yeah, he'll just
don't.
think you're a zombie. It doesn't matter. Just don't go outside.
Like you could have like a large sign that says, "Jason, I'm not a fucking zombie. Don't shoot me." And he's gonna like, "What's that sign say?" Bam. Oh, I thought it said. I think it said. I'm gonna say I wasn't a zombie. Oh well.
Jason, I'm a zombie. Shoot me.
Yeah, that's what.
it'll
Yeah.
read. Oh, fuck. That was really convenient. That guy had a sign. And then like a week later, he'll be outside kicking the body away. Well, this one looks pretty fresh for being a zombie. What's the sign say? Oh, that's weird. Somebody must have came out and put "don't" on these signs. since I shot that zombie.
So what was the teacher trying to accomplish by catching that guy?
I don't know.
see-
Getting the kid to suck him off, doy.
That
And
makes
you
perfect
see him
sense.
like he comes up and he's like, "You've got fake transcripts, buddy. I'm not gonna tell anybody as long as we make other arrangements." And then he's like reaching down at his crotch,
Yeah.
and he was gonna make the kid do stuff to him.
Obviously, following him for a while too. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, that's him. I'm gonna catch up. No.
No, it was. Oh, that's him.
All right.
So that's what that was gonna.
disturbing.
You know,
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was weird.
we did get to see one good thing. Those guys killed a pervert,
Yeah.
which is like that's
Mhm.
great. And not only like the worst kind of pervert too, the ones that like abuse their power to get pervert action going with unwilling participants.
Well, I imagine
You know,
most of the participants
coercion.
were willing after he showed him, his power, as you're calling it.
Thank you, Jason.
His power. That's right.
Like how some government
Nope.
officials may use their badge for things.
That
Nope.
guy, see, that guy needed the shame wizard. That teacher, he needed the fucking
Did you
shame
finally
wizard.
see the Shame Wizard?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
we're done-
I
we're-
seen it the whole time, Steve. I knew what you were. I just didn't hear what you said.
Oh,
So I said,
okay.
"What did you say?" And then you said, "Oh, you probably haven't seen it yet," and you never said the name
What
again.
the fuck is the Shame Wizard?
Don't worry about it.
Big
You'll see
Mouth.
it later on.
What show is it in?
Big Mouth.
Okay. I just got past the episode where his Pella was pregnant by his brother.
Yeah.
Damn
That
it.
show is great.
Oh man.
I feel like I know that J kid in real life. He's so fucking funny.
Damn it.
This is
Fucking
terrible.
I'm trying to figure out if that's one of us he's associating with him, and I don't think
No,
Oh,
no, it's none of us. It's just like there's like a couple of people I know that are like that guy, and it's like, ooh, whoa, he's intense.
Oh
You
man.
know, but this fuck that kid. I'm just happy that I haven't seen any shit like that. Like as a kid, I think if you seen like this one of those Sleepwalker guys, you'd probably be like, "Oh, okay, it's one of those things." But as an adult, I feel like I think it would like really devastate you for a while.
what, seeing one?
Seeing one, yeah.
Like the,
I mean-
the cop was kind of fucked up after that whole thing. He's
Yeah.
like, what
Yeah.
the fuck did I just see?
Probably, yeah.
I wish that movie was made now because the guy'd be like, "Shouldn't have smoked all that weed before my shift. Holy shit!"
Fucking
No.
Super Troopers and the Sleepwalkers.
Or dude, Wolf Cop in this.
We just need to have them all together. Super Troopers, Wolf Cop, fucking Sleepwalkers.
Could you like imagine a Super Troopers Wolf Cop crossover?
It'd be amazing. Is what it
That would be fucking amazing.
Oh,
I want a Dark Tower Wolf Cop crossover. Yeah, I think that would be amazing too. Like, you know, Roland's got like the badass Wolf Cop buddy, and he just like fucking tears shit up. You know, that'd be awesome.
Giant Wolf Cop dong flopping around everywhere.
Well, you don't want to do that to Stephen King book, man. Some messed up shit will happen to you if that happens. You gotta keep everything attached to you, close to your body, so you
Yeah.
have less of a chance. of
Well,
losing it.
he's regenerative. He'll grow back.
I don't think his mind will fix what's happened to him. You know,
It's-
when he's
it's-
got like a vampire holding it down and just gorging himself on it. He's like, "Get off me! What the fuck? I said no."
I need an adult.
Well, I mean, every Stephen King book has.
I need a
like,
sober
one of those
adult.
things in it, you know, like, oh, God, why would anybody do that?
So what you're just
I
telling
should-
me is that Stephen King co-produced Zombie Strippers?
I don't know. If you guys ever read this book, it's called Tommy Knockers. It's got this great premise, and fuck it, I'll just tell most of the book to you guys. So this spacecraft crashes, right, and then it emanates this like aura that it's like radiation kind of, but it transforms people, and it makes them like idiot savants at designing and creating electronics. But the reason they're idiot savants is because they don't really know what they're doing, and they're just kind of like making shit.
Yeah.
So at some point, somebody. Anyway, so in that book, out of the blue, there's like 2 pages where it's talking about how this kid remembers that when his mom left to go take care of their mother, their dad started sneaking in the room at night and was doing stuff to him when the mother was away. And he just added that in. Like, it had nothing, none of the characters were in the story. They were non-crucial. It was like, so like, you guys are familiar with Pet Sematary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the middle of Pet Cemetery, it turns out the store clerk down at the local hardware store remembers something his dad. That's the equivalent of it. A guy who's not even in the fucking book. You're like, why did I have to even read that? Why can't there be like a yellow thing that's like, do you want to read perverted shit? Not hot perverted, gross perverted. And I'd be like, nope, flop it over.
The next one's like hot perverted. He's like, I'll take a shot at it.
I'll tear this one out for later.
This might be good.
He gets halfway through and he's like, man, Stephen King's idea of hot perverted is not what mine is.
I'd be like, this
There's not
editor
enough
clearly
tentacles.
does not share my.
Yeah.
This editor does not share my descriptions of that.
Yeah, there are no tentacles in this. What the hell were they thinking?
You know what the hell state? I was listening to some show, and there's 3 states in the United States where the first search term on Pornhub is cartoon.
That was a podcast the other day. Yeah.
There's a podcast, yeah. Yeah. It's like one of some eastern states, like, so I think it started with an M. Maryland,
Maine?
maybe?
Maine?
No, Maine was like Maine was some of that weird like
All right, let's see if this messes up my
stepmom
research
something
thing.
or whatever.
Oh, okay.
What?
Steve, dude, don't search
just
it.
go
You don't want that
incognito,
shit on your
Steve.
computer.
I'm not searching what the
He's
thing
had
is.
worse. That's nothing.
Yeah, he does have
Okay,
dolphin
man.
penis search history.
Yeah.
So hentai, it looks like California is one of the #1 states for searching for that.
It's basically the
No,
whole
I'm talking about like
Whole
What's
West
that?
Coast?
whole West Coast is hentai.
Yeah. The whole West Coast is hentai, and then from there it very quickly fades into other things.
Oh,
that's
man.
gross.
There's a lot of giantess now. What the hell's going on?
Giantist? What the fuck?
There's
The
one
Me Too
furry.
movement.
Minnesota.
They like to be dominated now.
All the Connecticut, the little small states. What are the hell? Fucking Connecticut, Massachusetts.
Yeah, it might
Rhode
have been
Island.
Connecticut. Something in there, like it's all those weird little tiny states. Why the fuck aren't those like 3 states or 4 states? We don't need all these like the 50 state. Like California's 1 state,
Yeah.
but then we have 182 other states that would fit in there. I guess that wouldn't make any sense since there's only 50 states.
No, it
Shit.
does not make sense at all, but
But it's okay, Eric.
we're going to go with it.
I think we should go with have 100 states and start splitting California and Texas up.
Well,
Alaska.
well, maybe not most, but a very large percentage of people in the U.S. think that we have way more or way less states than we do anyway, so they're not going to have any clue if you're telling the
Oh,
truth.
fuck no.
That is definitely true. I remember we took this class or this quiz at the beginning of 11th grade or 10th. I don't know, one of those 2 grades, and there was all these questions on the quiz. Half of the kids were like, "We haven't learned anything. How am I going to pass this test?" And she's like, "You should have learned all this stuff by now. It's been in all the curriculum." So one of the questions was like, "Who was in the American Revolution?" And I am not exaggerating. At least 60% of the class got that wrong.
Like Bill Gates,
then you gotta think-
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Vladimir
No, they were like
Putin.
they said, what the hell did they say? The first most common answer was the French and the Chinese, and the second most common answer was the French and the British. And I was like, well, they got that one half right. How did they not know that the United States was the main combatant in that one? I mean, how many times have we learned that in school?
Yeah.
I don't really remember it being taught. It was just something that we all knew.
It's just kind of like, duh.
I remember it being taught in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, all of the
Yes.
grades.
I remember
went
them
over it.
going over stuff.
Oh,
Like,
Eric,
yeah.
Eric
But the thing
Eric
is-
only got to 6, so that's why he stopped there.
Well, I
That's not
remember him
true.
going over it,
Got the 8th.
but I never
I
really
went through all
remember
the
him
grades, I just didn't
specifically
finish all.
saying the U.S. because they're always talking about like Britain over and over, and you naturally know that the U.S. is the other side of that for the most part. So I don't really remember him actually saying that. It's just something that we all knew because they were teaching it.
I mean, it's American history, and anyways,
Yeah.
it was berserk. The other questions that they got wrong were just, I mean, it was like I cannot believe that these people have been. At that point, I was like, you know what? I think schooling is wasted on most people.
It is.
I really do. I think it's just like teach everybody how to read and how to type. And that's probably good enough.
I used to
'cause
love to watch Jay Leno's show when he'd go out on the street and ask questions that everybody knew the answer to, and everybody'd get them wrong. It was hilarious.
Yeah,
Because
I
he'd
love
ask
those
things
ones.
like, how many states are in the United States? And everybody'd get it wrong. They'd be like,
48.
48? Because they don't count the 2 states that aren't attached to us. It's like
Well,
they
I
just
mean,
forget they exist.
I think a hilarious bit, one of my favorite ones is you see those videos where they go out and they go, how do you feel about the president's policies on whatever, right? And it doesn't matter who's the president. All you got to do is ask, like, so let's say it's the Republicans now, and then you got the Democrats. You just go ask a group of Republicans it doesn't matter. You just ask somebody, and you can guarantee that they'll be blaming the wrong person. And it's sometimes the funniest fucking stuff that it's like, whoa.
You know, I never thought
No.
about it. They go out and do this stuff with real facts backing them up, and then the other people fuck it all up. They should just go out and be like, so what do you think about our current president, Putin? See what they say. They'd
Probably
just go with
a
it.
fairly large contingent of the United States right now that's like, that's what's happened right now. You know?
All right, so we have degenerated into conspiracy theories.
Oh yeah, I talked to my brother this weekend, and we degenerated down to these long, alien conspiracies and the reptilians and stuff. I was like, man, I wish you could be on the podcast because we could have made this entire episode about how the reptilians are trying to take it over from the Greys and the shapeshifters.
Well, they are. Let's just call
Yeah.
it fact. Like everyone knows that.
Yeah, everybody knows that. I mean, you want to see some funny shit? If you just Google like conspiracy theories and alien, you're gonna see some stuff that's like, what? I watched a thing like an hour and something long video of a guy talking about how Saturn, the planet Saturn, is Satan.
Were you
And I mean,
watching? Were you watching
he
Ancient
was-
Aliens?
No, there's this dude named David Icke, I think. Anyways, he goes on about it for like an hour. He says all these contradicting things, and I'm like, this is like hilariously entertaining. I was laughing most of the time, and I thought it was like a bit, like a funny bit, but I think he was serious.
Well, it actually makes it that much more hilarious when they're actually being serious about that kind of shit.
Yes. Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, not only is this just funny, but it's now hilarious because I've now realized that you're that freaking stupid that you actually believe this crap. Like, how have you survived this long? Like, with being this stupid.
I mean, it's like my favorite conspiracy types are the ones that both think the government is all knowing and they know what you're doing and they have all these super secret plans, and then they also think that the government's so dumb that that they're basically like super inept, and it's like,
Yeah.
no, dude, it's the government's stupid. Like, that's all it is. They're not crafty. I mean, they have like a really small group of people who can like kind of do stuff and not get caught. Like the Manhattan Project, that was a conspiracy. I mean, it's a well-known one, and it worked. Nobody knew that they were developing the nuke. Well, actually, I bet money if you looked at like any of the Germans' intel or any of the Russians' intel, it'd be like, yeah, today at the Manhattan Project site, we did this and that. But the normal American had no idea what was going on.
I want to get some Steve insight here because he's over here. He Googled Saturn is Satan or something like that, and he's just shaking his
This guy
head.
is a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
It's just
The circular
ridiculous.
logic that he employs, it's like, dude, you need to look up a book at logical fallacies and just go through it one by one. Because it's like, oh my God, dude.
Well, like the last sentence in this fucking thing. The moon is an artificial satellite beaming a mind control ray towards our planet. The source of the signal, however, is Saturn. What the fuck is wrong with people? Why the fucking internet breeds idiots so fucking thoroughly?
Look
It's
how many.
ridiculous.
You know what pisses me off? Look how many views that fucking YouTube video has.
Want to know why? It's because people viewing it going like, is this guy fucking serious?
I need to come up with some bullshit like that. That at the end of the thing is like, yeah, we'll watch our podcast. Has nothing to do with this.
Okay. So hold up here, Eric. Okay. I have a great idea that we can actually do. Maybe even start making some money off of this. Okay. So there are these things called TED Talks. And they are kind of like little seminars of people that go out there and like they'll say their spiel for like 15, 18, maybe 20 minutes, something like that. And they have like a little short time to go ahead and like present their evidence and do their spiel. And everyone claps and cheers. And, you know, a little girl starts crying in the crowd, you know. But we do that. But instead of for like scientific shit, we do it for conspiracy stuff. And we start like getting like ads and stuff like that on there, you know, so we can start making money off of it.
Talks.
Yes, Rick Talks. There we go.
I'm Eric. You're Rick. Close enough. Rick
exactly.
Talks. We'll both just have to do a little tiny bit of research ahead of time. Steve is going to shake his head so hard when I start saying it's not Saturn. That's the Satan. It's actually Jupiter. He tricked everyone into thinking Saturn was the real bad guy.
Exactly, and he's actually an agent of Satan, spreading this misinformation out there, so that way we're targeting the wrong planet.
And then later, I'm going to be like, you know what? Who the actual bad guy is? It's Uranus. Turns out Uranus has a lot of methane in it and stuff. It's terrible. It smells bad.
Uranus is the root of all evil. I mean,
is.
It's where all the shit in the world comes from.
Yeah, it is. It's where all the stinky bad stuff comes from.
From Uranus.
Okay, so you know that YouTube comments are some of the worst. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you read YouTube comments on a fucking video that's already fucking a YouTube comment in itself.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous. I can't even read this anymore. What's your guys' rating for this fucking movie?
I want to hear some of those comments.
Is the YouTube comments on that the equivalent of like reading the porn comments on a porn thing?
Oh God. Oh God!
I mean, you want to talk about some?
Oh God! Like the lowest of the low.
If you want to have like a hilarious laugh, look at like a Brazzers page and then just read the comments below it. You're gonna see some stuff that's gonna make, because there's like every fucking opinion in the world. There's gonna be at least one guy who's fixated on the dude's nuts. It's hilarious stuff. This guy's nuts were too small. I didn't feel like he properly represented a porn star. That's a comment that I've read before.
He almost said written, and then he's like, wait, don't give myself away.
I don't want to let everybody know I'm killing people that hard.
All right, what rating you gotta give this?
I gave it 3.5 stars.
I gave it 4 stars. It was one of those movies that I watched, I don't know, fairly young, 12 or so, and then didn't see it for a zillion years. And then I was like, oh, I think I remember this show. Oh, I love it. And then you don't see it on TV, but now I own it and I'm happy about it. And it's 4 stars. I love it. Good.
All right. Well, sorry, Kelly. I was not a big fan. 2 stars.
0.5.
See, he voted even lower than I did.
I would have thought Jason would have actually liked it because of the cats being the heroes.
A cat died. That's actually why I gave it such a low rating, because she broke its back. That was horrible.
Oh, she put it out of its misery. It was a cat. It was like that's why they go because they're like, kill me! I hate being a cat. Kill me! Did you guys know in Australia they hunt them for sport?
Cats?
Yes, cats. You know why? Because they took cats down there, and there's no predators like a cat down there. So the cats just like hammer all the birds. There's like a crap load of like ground birds and stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's no like anyway. So I guess the cats just kill everything down there. The cats kill like 3 to 6 billion birds a year or something. It's like some ridiculous amount.
Did you know that they
Also-
go hunting huntsman spiders, which will chill out in the open and chase you down and try to hunt you? And they ended up, they will full on go out and actually like with like pellet rifles and BB guns and like hunt like large ass poisonous spiders or venomous spiders. Like I'm talking like huge fucking spiders.
I'm just happy
No,
that
they're like
those.
that big. They're fucking giant.
I'm just
Dude,
happy
yeah.
that the king
I've seen
brown
them.
snake never made it over here.
They're not fucking nice. You know what? We just need to quarantine Australia just to make sure that all their indigenous
It
wildlife.
was quarantined.
We
Stay
don't need it
there.
to.
Like, hey, I've got an idea. Let's take a bunch of prisoners and leave them off there. That's
we
a
don't
great
need to
plan.
quarantine them. They've quarantined themselves. They've shut their borders. They're not letting anybody from outside countries in.
Good.
Really?
You can visit there on a visa, but it's very limited what you can do. And they're not allowing anybody to move to their country that doesn't already live there.
Jason's like, I'm moving to Australia.
No, I really wanted to move there at one point. I was looking it up. I'm like, motherfuckers.
I wonder if the American accent does well there.
Apparently, as an American in Australia, you are the #1 most likely race to be laid by their women. So,
Countrymen.
I gave this 2 stars. What
2?
next? Yeah, 2 stars.
Oh.
I mean, I liked it better than Silver Bullet. I'm not saying I liked the movie. Like, you know, I didn't think it was
how
amazing.
many stars did you give it?
2 stars.
Okay.
Whoa.
Next week's movie is Eric's choice. What are you gonna choose?
I am going to choose The Frighteners.
Okay.
I've never seen it, never heard of it.
It's a Michael J. Fox movie. And I think it also has the guy who played Gomez Adams in it.
Is that on Google Play?
It's always on Google Play.
I think so.
He doesn't know.
Apparently.
Yeah. I know I own it on something.
Yep.
I guess I should have checked. Now I feel like
What the hell is this
maybe it's
movie
not
about?
there. Oh, it's a ghost. It's a scary. It's not scary. It's like a scary comedy. It has Jake Busey in it.
Nice. It's directed by
Okay.
Peter Jackson, so fucking Lord of
Yeah.
the Rings, man.
That's right.
All
It's
right.
pre-Lord of the Rings. It's fantastic. It also has a dude who I'm pretty sure is Crispin Glover's real dad in it. Just wait till when you see the guy, you'll be like, "Yep, that's him."
Ricky won't because he doesn't know who Crispin
I
Glover
don't.
is.
I don't.
Haven't you ever seen Back to the Future?
Yeah.
Does it mean he knows a name?
He's the dad in Back to the Future.
Oh, the creepy guy
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
with his creepy son hitting on his creepy mom.
I mean, their mom was hitting on him. That was weird.
No, he was doing it back though. He was into it. He was into it.
All right, guys.
Watch this movie one too many times.
If nobody has anything else, I think that's going to be it. You guys
Yeah,
good?
Yep.
I'm good.
All
Yeah.
right. We're going to put this up. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you guys like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Heroic Adventure Productions, youtube.com/Heroic Adventure Productions, twitch.tv/Heroic Adventure, mixer.com/Turkader, and twitch.tv/Turkader Plays. You can follow us on Twitter at HAP Gaming. You can follow me on Twitter at Turkader. You can follow Eric on Twitter at.
Freaking severe.
You can follow Kelly on Twitter at.
Sugar Snuggles.
You can follow Ricky on Twitter at.
Furry Twitter balls.
And you can follow Jason on Twitter at.
Unbelievable one.
You can also email us at Steve, Eric, Kelly, Jason, and Ricky at hapgaming.com. Each one of those names individually at hapgaming.com. Everything I've been saying is in the description on youtube.com/Heroic Adventure Productions and twitch.tv/Turkader Plays. You can also go over to twitch.tv/Heroic Adventure and subscribe using Twitch Prime. If you do that, that'll help us out. We are Twitch affiliates. So subscribing gives us a couple of bucks. If we get enough of that, then we can stop doing our day jobs or do them less and do this more often. So that'd be great if you guys could support us. Also, there's donate links on all of the channels. You know, there's donate links at the bottom there. Donut links?
Donate.
Please send us
Donut
donuts.
links.
I mean, honestly,
Hey,
I'm
donuts.
not going to complain if you send us donuts, so long as they're
You know
nice
what?
and fresh.
I'm gonna put this out there. If you send more than $50, I will eat a dozen donuts on camera in a row.
Like powdered,
So
Oh,
jelly
man.
you just have
filled
to specify
donuts.
like around that. You just got to let me know, like right in the donate, like the little thing. You have to eat all the donuts, and I'll be like, okay. You can even kind of, tell me what kind. obviously it has to be a legit donut. I don't want to hear like a turd donut because I'm not going to eat that.
Ew.
All right. I'm not going to eat any goddamn apple fritters either because as far as I'm concerned, that's a turd donut as well.
That is a turd donut. It looks like a cow patty.
Every other kind of donut, I will hammer down. If you really want to see somebody eat an apple fritter, I could probably get my dad
Can
in
you
here.
imagine him trying to squeeze down like 12 big ass cinnamon rolls? That's a lot of
Is
cinnamon
that a
rolls.
donut?
Those are big, and that's a donut.
Does that count as a donut?
No, it's
No.
a pastry. It's a
I mean, I know
donut.
for a fact I could eat 12 like glazed donuts.
They're made
you
with
know.
donut
Dough.
I mean,
But all
Are they
pastries are pretty
fried?
much made out
No,
of
they're
donut
not
doughs.
donuts. Not in the
They're
donut
baked.
category. I was a baker for many years.
and every
Dang
donut
it.
shop in the world has cinnamon donuts.
No, they
Wait
don't.
a second.
they have 'em,
So
but
you
they're
bake a
not
donut
donuts.
But
and
they
then
also
you
have
deep
cookies
fry them,
and-
correct?
You
boil
You
it.
deep fry them.
Oh.
They're
Or you
deep
boil
fried.
it. You
They're-
boil the
So,
donuts.
so cinnamon rolls, not
in
deep
oil, that's
fried,
called
doesn't
deep
count as a
fried.
donut.
No, you boil them
I
in
rest my
water.
case.
Like legit, you boil the donut
I did.
dough in
I've
water.
never heard of that. That's
and
fucking
then you
gross.
do
That's
the thing
fucking
with it.
gross.
No, wait, sorry, that's bagels.
I hate
Bagels you
both.
Why
boil,
don't I
then
know
you
how to
bake.
make donuts? I live next to a donut shop for. You know what? What the hell ever happened?
My
in the
parents
day and
owned
age
a
when you could
donut
just
shop
go to
for
the,
10
the
years.
Shop next
I
door and
grew
be
up
like,
in
show me
one.
how to do this.
Well,
Yeah,
that
then you
stopped
should know
when
that
they
you don't
were.
deep fry.
Anymore?
Yeah,
I
but
would,
that,
you know what? Can somebody deep fry me a cinnamon roll? I kind of want to try one that's deep fried and then the frosting put on it.
That's how they do them.
Okay, I made cinnamon rolls, bro. They don't. They
You
don't.
can
deep
bake
fry.
them, yes, but in a donut shop they deep fry them, and then they pour a clear glaze over them that's made with powdered sugar and water.
And probably milk. You mean?
No, they don't use milk because they use the same glaze for weeks at a time. They just keep adding to it,
Ooh.
and they skim the top of it
Jesus.
each day to get all the grossness that floats to the surface,
That's
and they
icky.
just keep adding to it.
so what donut shop have you experienced this from? Because apparently, you know, I don't ever want to eat from that donut shop.
Every donut shop in Chico does it that way.
Are you having sex with a donut baker or something?
No, I grew up in a donut shop.
Like what? Under the stairs, like Harry Potter style?
Some of the time, I used to move the flour bags
Jason,
around.
get out here and make the donuts already. You
I used to
fucking
move
idiot.
the 50-pound flour bags around to make a bed and sleep on them.
And then Hagrid comes up. You're a dumbass, Jason.
Nice.
Instead of you're a wizard, get it? Look at Steve's face. All right, bye guys.
I'm done.
Yeah,
You guys
see ya.
Watch our stuff.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.